Okay, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear us? Just then we tried to go live and
Can
nobody
you
heard us.
use your
Yes,
phone
will
so
use my
I
phone.
can know?
Okay, so we'll double check. Okay, so today is the last, we'll start again. Today is the last day that we're going to do bedtime stories, which is about
Something that unbelievable.
something that is unbelievable for a lot of people. So basically there are a lot of stories in every culture really that talk about dragons or unicorns or fairies or giants or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time we feel, or I feel, like it's crazy, right? I feel, okay, let's test. Ooh,
We can
yay!
hear now.
Okay, this is meta. We're watching ourselves live. Okay. So, what we're going to talk about today is, and the story that I just shared actually before, was that when I was Googling dragons one time, I saw this lady and she talked about how there were dragons, there were little dragons that would fly around with her, and that she had so many different dragons with her in her life. And as soon as I saw that, I just felt that she was crazy and I clicked away.
Why?
Right? Why did I feel that she's crazy? I think I gotta say, I'm probably biased. Why is the sound so bad today?
Please.
Increase your voice, please.
Closer. Why Taipei doesn't have problem?
I don't know. Can you hear us now better? Okay. We're trying to, technical difficulties. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So here's our
I think
microphone, that's
it's
why.
already okay, huh?
Yeah. So, so I gotta say, I felt like she was, okay, thank you. I felt like she was crazy because, I don't know, I have a personal bias towards people who talk about
Then
mythical
why you
creatures.
believe that what I say
Actually,
is going to be real?
because yours makes a lot more sense, and we'll get to that. But one of my favorite, there's a hypnotist, a famous hypnotist in England that I love. His name is Darren Brown. And when he talks about other magicians trying to say that they're real and they're trying to trick people and stuff, is he says if you make, what was it? Incredible claims need incredible results. Like if you make a claim like something that we cannot see with our physical eyes is real, you need to have like real proof or real evidence or real logic or something like that. Has to be a strong proof.
Yeah, but
to change a person's belief.
Yeah.
Now, I'm saying that most of the time it's really difficult. Like to have a ghost, to prove that ghosts are real, is very difficult. So you can't have strong proof. But
can see.
Okay, from other Westerners or people like myself, we can't really have strong proof. From the scientific.
Can I say?
Yeah.
You can prove so easy. For example, like if you say that you can see ghosts for real, right? I was so impressive with the Western world because I see the TV show that everyone goes walk or talk to the ghosts, and unbelievable that they can do something that even me, I can't do that.
Are you talking about like Lisa Williams or John Edwards or something like that?
I don't know who he is.
Those
but
people
you
who
know
walk
what?
on the street and say, "Ooh, you have someone dead with you."
Not only that, if you can say that, okay, what you have at home or anything like that, they was so incredible for me.
Yeah.
Because I can't do that, you know.
Sure, but what I'm saying is that a lot of that is faked as well. I'm not saying that the two people
What
that
I'm
I
gonna
mentioned
say
is
is
fake,
because the way that I see when I work with the police and we work with the ghosts, you know, it's like humans. It doesn't mean that you see a ghost and you can talk to them. With every single ghost, you can talk to them. No, they don't want to talk to you, you know.
Sure.
And also, it's impossible that they're gonna go into your time or into your life. That's easy.
Yeah.
Also, the way that we are talking to each other, the more that we talk, it's like you have, you know, the battery. We have plus and minus, right? So when it's different thing,
different poles, different
it's hit
frequency.
each other and it harm each other without knowing. Because it's a nature law. If you break the law, you're gonna have the consequence that you have to accept it, right?
Why
so if
can't
you
hear us? That's so weird.
I think we don't use it.
Yeah. Can you hear us now? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
I think something wrong with the microphones.
I think something's wrong with the microphone. Let us know. Can you hear us now? Technical difficulties? Yes, yes, no, no. Test, test, 1, 2, 2.
I think no one answered us.
Nobody's answering us.
Okay, thank you.
Good,
Thank
good, good.
God.
Thank you, Toy.
We have to buy a new microphone, I think.
Yeah. So, I can, yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, what happened is, I have to say this. You know, you be with me long enough that even you don't see it, but you can prove by the way that you explain and the action and the thing that you should know.
Sure, sure, okay. So, but the problem is that we have a lot of skilled people in other countries who
Can fake.
magic, yeah. So they can fake. They have a lot of good practice with it.
Okay.
I mean, like
True.
you should watch the Darren Brown guy. Anybody look him up. His shows are incredible. He fakes stuff, and he shows, and he says that he's fake because he's open about that. But he fakes stuff that I don't even think you can do those things. So I don't even think like the real people can do some of the things that he does.
Yeah.
Right? So it's all psychology, and it's fantastic. But so what I wanted to say
My
is,
sister is here too.
oh, hello, sister. So one of the things that I wanted to say was that although a lot of people, the problem is that for Westerners, or for me, is that I have a bias towards or against dragons, stories about people saying that dragons, fairies, and those kind of things are real, right? Because I think one is the culture. Our culture is taught that if you believe in that, you're silly or stupid or childish or something like that because you can't see it. You know, it's more logical to only believe in things you see.
Yeah.
Except for Christianity and then God and everything like that. But the other thing is that there's a lot of people that imagine things and imagine them so much until they think
Become
that it's real.
Yeah,
Like,
for example, like woman really want to pregnant and she make her body pregnant without pregnant for real.
that's an incredible story. That's a whole completely different side story,
I
by the
say
way.
that
But
it's the same thing that your mind is so strong to create that. For example, that the woman that you just say that she have a dragon with her and everywhere. She have
She
that
believes
kind,
that, 100%.
Yeah, she have that kind of mind for real.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, it's the same. You know what? The mind is an incredible thing. I mean, one thing that I don't know if you know about this, but did you watch that creepy movie called Split? Karen loved it. It's where a guy has split personalities, multiple personalities in one brain. Do you know that, right?
I know the story, but I didn't watch it.
They actually have real scientific proof, and this is how about the mind, right? That if you have an allergy, like I am allergic to bees, if I get stung by a bee, my whole arm swells up.
Yeah.
When the personality splits or swaps,
The allergy gone too.
the allergy is gone.
Yes.
Even when they consume alcohol, the alcohol, like they can, I think it was alcohol, this seems really weird, but the alcohol level was like gone as well. Like so many different physical or biological things change because of the person's mind.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. That's
So
why
the mind
I
is a
say
very
that
strong thing.
the mind is so strong. It's the most powerful weapon on earth in
Most
my mind.
powerful weapon on earth.
To do a lot of things.
That's true. It's not the nukes, it's the person who decides or thinks or
Yeah,
you know,
but how you
points
gonna
them in
focus your
direction.
mind like that? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's talk about
Something.
something fun, a bedtime story. So,
Okay.
when I was a child, I totally loved dragons. I totally believed them. Then I was taught by everyone they're not real.
Yeah.
And then I meet you, and around your Buddha room, you even say that there's like dragons, like a dragon came here one time.
Yeah, one time, yes.
So then, you know, talking to Aura, and she's like, oh yeah, dragons are real, blah, 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 blah. Shocks. So, from your perspective, first of all, I want to ask, what dragons are real? Is it the Western view of dragons, or is it the Chinese view of dragons? You know, the Chinese one is like a snake, whereas the Western one is like fatter and like more like a fat lizard with wings, I guess.
Okay, I think if you go back to times and you go to history of mankind, and if you dig deep enough, you will know that 1,000 of years it's already have a dragons. People draw a dragons already on.
Yeah, it's something that has stuck with humanity for thousands of years.
Yeah. The truth is, if you go back yesterday, we talked about Lord of the Ring, right?
Yes.
Okay.
At the very end, if you guys missed that, by the way.
If you remember that, The Lord of the Ring also say that one time in the past, humans and the dimension is all together, so we live together, all of us. I mean, you know, like other creature or humans or God, people call God or whatever.
Can I ask, what is a dimension in
my mind?
In your mind, yeah, because like even scientists right now, they say that we have a multiverse, right?
Yes.
So there's not one universe.
No,
There's
a lot.
Tons of
a lot.
And they're all like, we're all us living the same lives, but in different things that have happened, and it's all happening at the same time. Incredible stuff. But they also talk about dimensions.
Yeah.
And I want to know from your more like Buddhist point of view, not necessarily that you've gone to a school to study about physics or something.
Yeah.
So what is, in your perspective, what is a dimension?
I have to say that when I was young and I read Buddha story, and he said that the dragon is real, giant is real, everything like that.
Buddha even talked about that?
Yeah, Buddha tell.
Wow. By the way, for some people who are probably going to argue that, where did you read? You've got 30, how many different books are there?
90.
90. There's 90 books of collected wisdom from Buddha's 35 years of teaching between enlightenment and death.
Yes.
So, if you haven't read all 35 books, you might be missing out on something, by the way.
And I have to say that your Buddhism,
Western
from the Western
Buddhism is
and my Buddhism is
a
totally
different interpretation than.
But I
Buddhism.
agree when somebody comment that we talk about a sculpture that it's have like different kind for a day.
Is not Buddhism.
This one not Buddhism.
If you pray to a sculpture to become rich, just remember that whenever you pray to become rich, Buddha's teaching was that being
wrong.
rich is Maya. It's a dream. So. It's not to follow that. But people want that. So that's why Or talks about how to become more wealthy
because
or
I
something.
still animal. I still want, so that's why I use it.
You still want comfort, you still want...
Yes. So I didn't... Okay, I follow Buddha, but not the whole thing, because I still...
You customize it.
Yes. I'm making myself comfy.
Yeah. So you
To
use
be
Buddha
honest.
in a way that develops your mind, but also improves your lifestyle.
Yes.
Okay.
So I
So
use that.
but it's all still... I mean, there was real teachings of Buddha about dragons and everything.
Sure.
Okay, so let's get back to that. So
Okay.
first of all, what...
For example, like the way
dimension.
that Buddha say, if you can see, we're gonna have a sculpture that is have like a big stick on the that one. Okay, that is the one time
think
that
that's
Buddha also
behind
talk about the
Your
dragons.
head, not my head.
Yeah. You know, so a lot of sculpture that we have, it also come from Buddha's story. All right. So remind us for the time that it occurred, so we can remind ourselves to make our mind in that way.
It's just like, you know,
Symbol.
we have stories, and stories teach us lessons. So those
So that's
each
what
one is about a
happened.
story.
And Buddha also teach us that we have a lot of dimensions. For example, like one time, you know, the right hand side
Right-hand side of
the
Buddha, yeah.
Sariputta. He's clever, right? But he don't have magic or anything. The other one, the Mokkallana, is the one who have a lot of magic and everything, right? Mokkallana can see giant. Sariputta cannot see.
Yeah.
And one time, giant was put Sariputta on the head, so make him like have a headache so much.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what happened to him, right? And then Mokkallana come and say, you know what, you have a giant punch you in the face or punch you in the head or something like that. So, at that time...
This is a real Buddhist story.
Yeah, this is real. You can find any book about Buddhism. And at that time, Mokkallana also say to Buddha, and say, because Buddha also say that you can't tell anyone how a powerful that you have. You can't show, you can't fly, you can't do anything. You have a law that people cannot do, right? So, but at that time is because only allow monk, only monk. So that's why they say, and he prove it, and he say that giant is real, and also a dragon is real. And so Buddha also say that before he become a Buddha that everyone knows, after he become enlightened and he makes 7 days to make decision that he gonna teach human or not. At that time, he also go and see someone. It's called I forget the name, but I can look it up. This guy, he have a lot of people follow him, and he also have a dragon in his
He's a teacher.
area. Yeah. So Buddha go there and also put the a dragon, make it small and put it on that thing.
Okay, this is going to be a little bit confusing for people. So
no, this is the story.
Yeah,
that
so there was a story that
Buddha also mentioned it.
Yeah. Okay. Right? So Buddha mentioned dragons multiple times.
So Buddha also say that humans, we have a different dimension and also different planet. And Buddha say that if we can control our mind well enough, then our body are no longer effects. You can go to another planet in 5 seconds. And you also can go to another dimension in 5 seconds as well. That's what he said.
Well, instantly. It's not even. It's not even like, okay, teleport 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No,
it's
like that. It's just like that, you know. So he also mentioned that we have a lot of creature that is different than us. Yeah. You know, and the way that they live, but also in the past, like a Lord of the Ring.
Like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Everything is in one dimension. It just separate.
Now,
they separate because human doesn't want to believe in something like this anymore.
Yeah. So okay. So now about the dimensions.
Go back to the other story in Western world. You know the wizards. Merlin also say that. You know, all the story I think it's come from the same root and same idea, but it's just different way of explanation. Yeah, I think.
Well, it's different culture, so it's a different viewpoint.
Yeah.
Right? But I think that a lot of modern religion has destroyed a lot of the history or what we talked about and believed and stuff in the past before that period of time. Because we've been around for like
decades.
For a long time, a longer time than this last 4,000 years than that we've talked about in recent history.
And not only that, I think for dragons, if you can look up, you can see that, okay, in Western world, you will have one kind of dragons. In Chinese, you have ones. In Thailand, also have ones. But we have different
you know
kind.
what the
dragon also have different kind.
Like I was just thinking that exact same thing. Like we say, okay, well, which dragon is the real one? And that's the question I asked.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. A Chihuahua and a Rottweiler. They're both dogs. Right?
Western have brown eye, blue eyes,
brown hair, or
and
blonde hair,
white skin. Same thing as Asia. We have different. We have clear skin, darker skins.
Yeah. I like how you started with clear. By the way, she has much nicer skin.
Yeah. So what I mean is a dragon also one creature that have different kind. You know, from the way that I see them. Yeah, that's what I also.
Okay. So, now back to the question. What is a dimension?
What is dimension?
In your mind, like how would you explain what a dimension is? Like this is one dimension, the ghost realm is another dimension, the dragons live in a different dimension. How would you explain dimension?
I think a different time.
Different
time? For my experience, I think it's going to be a different time because, for example, like, for example, like you see me learning acupuncture, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you see me learn acupuncture?
1 day.
1 day.
Took her 1 day to learn acupuncture.
Okay.
Best needlework I've seen.
In that dimension that I go and learn, it's 7 days.
Okay. So the time is different, and we've talked about this with heaven and hell before as well. But again, bedtime story. But so I would actually think that frequency is the best way that you explained it last time.
Yeah.
Right? So can I ask then, if dragons then would come into or connect with somebody from this dimension as well, right? So same thing as ghosts. Does that mean that it could be harmful for the person as well because it's still a different frequency as well?
Sure.
So whenever you interact with a being from a different dimension, it could actually be harmful because it's like radiation and you know to your body because it's a different frequency and speed of that the atoms are working and everything.
Sure.
Yeah. Interesting.
100%.
So somebody who would be living with dragons would probably get sick.
Dead, yes.
Or should be dead. Okay. There you go.
Suffer and
so,
dead.